Is this the new Insta360 Ace Pro, the ultimate bike camera? More cyclists than ever before are using action cameras like these to record their rides, whether to share amazing roads, trails or close passes. And for the last few months I've been testing this, the brand new Insta360 Ace Pro, and in today's video I want to share 6 things I'm really impressed by and let you decide if it's a camera for you. So Insta360 asked to sponsor a look at a brand new camera, and I'm glad I did. I've used loads of these action cameras over the years, but this one is packed with features that I reckon make it great for cycling. We have a flip out screen, high quality footage, and it's excellent in low light as well. Garmin stats on screen, loop recording, quick release mounting system, long battery life, a rugged construction, it's waterproof, and much more. So the camera has a really large sensor inside, which is bigger than a GoPro, combined with a high quality Leica lens, and Leica is a very popular high quality camera brand, makes excellent glass, and that combination makes the camera excellent at capturing your riding in amazing high quality, and does this in a range of light conditions too. So when you're riding through the woods on your gravel or mountain bike, or it's just really cloudy, because I live in the UK and it's always cloudy here. And typically action cameras like this work best when it's really bright light and it's very sunny, but that's a rare thing in this country. So a camera deals with a range of light conditions really well. And the image quality is very good across the different settings in the camera as well. Colors show good saturation and vibrance, contrast are good, and there's very little noise as well. The image stabilization is highly impressive too, and this is an area where action cameras have really improved over the last few years. I remember a GoPro 2 or 3 had no stabilization and the footage was unusable on a bike. But now with the stabilization in the Ace Pro, it's silky smooth whether you're riding down a rough road or mountain bike trail. And then the real USP of this camera is the ability to record right up to a staggering 8K video and 4K 120 frames per second for super sexy slow motion. It also does a very good 48 megapixel photo as well. So if you're out and about, you don't have your phone with you, get a great quality photo from this if you see an amazing landscape or your bike propped up against a shop. I most often shoot in 4K because that's how I do most of my shooting here on YouTube, and it gives real silky smooth high quality footage. I am really impressed. And the quality is so high in fact, you can use the clarity zoom to 2x zoom into a subject without losing any quality. And that's a really neat trick on a camera like this, because most action cameras have a fixed lens, very wide angle being changed how wide it is in the settings. But having that essentially telephoto option on the camera is really good. If you see a view or something in the distance, but you're too far away, you tap that button, zoom in, and get a nice high quality footage or photo of that scene. As with most action cameras, there are an abundance of settings in here to choose from. I particularly like free frame, a mode that lets you choose how you export the footage in the app afterwards. So you can do horizontal for YouTube or do vertical for TikTok, Reels and Shorts. So really useful, you can decide afterwards how you export your footage rather than be fixed to horizontal or vertical at the point of filming. Another mode definitely worth speaking about is pure video, designed for shooting at night and low light, and really makes it so much better than any other action camera I've ever used. I do have a comparison with this and the GoPro Hero 12 in a future video, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see that. Now this 2.4 inch flip out screen might be my favourite feature by far. It's perfect for speaking to the camera and you can really frame your shot nicely before you press record. It's also great for ensuring the camera is adjusted for the right angle when you're on the bike or on your chest, so you can preview the angle before you hit record. So you can adjust it through a range of angles, from that vlogging mode to down like that when you're filming on the bike, and it really does make setting the camera up much easier than a regular action camera. So really neat feature. I'm really impressed with how well that works out on the road. That flip out screen is a touch screen, and I found it to be really responsive and fast in use as well. I often find GoPro slow and laggy, which is really annoying when you're out riding and just want to change a few settings very quickly. But here, there's no lag when moving through the menus at all. And I love the shortcuts on the screen for filming mode, so you can go wide or close in, whether on the chest cam or talking to the camera, and the clarity zoom as well. So just a much quicker and easier experience and puts up less of a barrier between what you want to do and what the camera allows you to do. So while the flip out screen shows what you're recording, the front screen here displays the filming mode, the battery life remaining and how much memory card you have, and the red bar shows if you're recording just there as well. So gives you all the information you need and nothing else, and just helps you film your ride or whatever you're filming much more easily. The other feature I really like with the new Ace Pro, which is optional, is the GPS preview remote. I've never seen anything like this on an action camera before, and it is really cool. It's essentially a control hub which you put on your wrist or your handlebar and provides a live preview of what the camera is seeing, and acts as a control hub as well, so you can start and end recording. So if you have your camera in a really tricky place or a really creative place on your bike or person, you can use the preview on the screen here to make sure your angle is set up right and then hit record. And when it's on your handlebar, it acts as a basic computer as well, shows you speed, direction, and has a 6-hour battery life with continuous live preview. So an optional extra, of course, doesn't come with the camera, but it's a really neat way to increase your flexibility and creativity with this new camera. In using the Ace Pro for the last 2 months, I found it's a breeze to get up and running and capture your action with very little hurdles put in your way. The interface is very intuitive, don't need to read a manual at all, just go through the menus. It's very sensible and very simple. And the speed of moving through the menus and around the different options is incredible. Far better than a GoPro I've been using for the last few years. Just no lag or delay at all. And that's great when you're in a hurry, you're out on the trail, out on the road, you want to change the mode, you do it very quickly, no lag, and it's not frustrating to use at all. And one feature in particular I found really useful when I'm out riding and filming is you can pause the recording, which is really useful and better and quicker than stopping and starting your footage all the time to get to one file rather than 4 or 5 different files. And while you have the record button on the top, there are gesture controls and voice controls to start and stop recording as well. And these are useful in different situations. So when you're out and about, you can put your hand up to start and stop recording, or do a victory sign for a photo. So that works really well in different situations. You can't reach a record button, or you just want to put your hand up and it starts recording. It's very sensible, very simple, really like that. The mounting system for the camera is really neat as well, and has a magnetic clip that lets you add mounts for any sort of GoPro standard that is very familiar to most of us. So you can mount it to your handlebars, your frame, your helmet, or your chest strap, or anywhere you want to really. There's no limit to where you can mount this. But the beauty of this system is it can be removed in an instant, just like that. 2 little buttons pressed together to release it and then on. So you can have 1, 2, 3 of these on your bike in person and just remove it that quickly, which with other cameras can be a bit slow because you have to unwind these little screws here, which can take you ages. But here, just press and release and off you go. And any concerns about that not being stable or secure have proved unfounded in my testing. Even on a mountain bike bouncing down a hill, it hasn't come off yet, so I'm very confident in the security of that. I did a 2-hour road ride the other day over rough roads and it didn't come off at all. So very secure system, very simple. Love the fact you remove that instantly. So you have it on your chest cam when you're riding along, want to speak to the camera, just unrelease it, put the screen up, talk away, and then put it back on. Very simple. You can also plug in a vertical adapter as well for getting shorts and reels, which are very popular these days on social media. But I mostly use it on a chest strap, which is actually not uncomfortable to wear at all. And it's also a really solid, reassuringly chunky camera as well. A bit heavier than a GoPro, but I've dropped it a few times, not on purpose, and it's been just fine. So a really rugged, really kind of reassuringly hefty feeling camera. Not heavy, but heavier than a GoPro. But yeah, nice feel to it. Nice high quality feel to camera for sure. Now, you might have seen on my Specialized Tarmac SL8 review, I had ride data on a screen. And this is something I've been wanting to do for ages, to share my data from my ride on my point of view riding footage. And Insta360 makes it really simple. The app, the Insta360 app, can be connected to a compatible Garmin or Apple device. Hopefully Wahoo support is coming soon. And for data from that ride, it lets you display it on screen. And you can customize what is shown and the different modes available as well. Speed, your elevation, how long you're riding for, your route as well. It's a really cool way to share more data, more of an insight into your riding than you can conventionally. So that's something I hope they expand on in the future as a real USP of the Ace Pro. And for somebody who rides bikes a lot and does bike reviews, being able to drag in that data from a Garmin or Apple Watch and have it overlaid on the screen is a really cool feature that hopefully adds more detail to my bike reviews. Now let's talk about the app, which I think is something the company has really nailed and made it a breeze to get footage from here to your favorite social media network. Now you can just plug the camera straight into your computer and download the footage, but the app opens up loads of creative options. From basic things like trimming and adding filters to editing an entire video in the app and then posting it to YouTube. There's even an AI mode that detects the best bits from your footage and recordings and puts them together into one edit. And that is very neat. If you don't want to go through the complexity of editing a video, want the camera, the app to do it for you, it can do that. There are a few things that annoy me, and the biggest one is that the record button is quite hard to press, and sometimes I thought I started recording, but it actually hasn't, and I missed a whole bit of footage. So I think I need to recalibrate my finger to get around that. But gesture and voice control are an easy solution here, but when you go on the chest strap, I like to press a button and know it's recording. So small niggle, probably just me, but worth sharing. And it is worth adding that currently it's pricier than a GoPro Hero 12. So I'm planning a more in-depth comparison between the two cameras for a future video to see how they really stack up against each other. But in the meantime, let me know what you think of this new camera by leaving a comment down below. But generally, I really enjoyed using this new camera over the last few months. The quality, the useful features that just make it a joy to use and easy to live with. And I do love that flip out screen and the high quality lens as well. So plenty to recommend here. I've been really impressed. Anyway, I'll put a link to Insta360 down below if you want to find out more or buy a camera using my affiliate link. But in the meantime, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Got any questions, feel free to put them down below. I'll see you all again very soon for a head-to-head comparison.